Oh, yep, sit down, slide over. Oh, I was young and subtle once. Here we go. Under or over? Under, I think. Back in a moment. Oh, dear me. There we are. Through and onwards. Hey, close and all, welcome back. Let's have a look up here first. There is a very pleasant oak tree. There has been a subtle change in the colours. Not quite the August bank holiday, but it has sparked my interest. So, a walk. Please join me. And let's see if we can just capture some of the subtle changes of colour that are happening here in Wales. Fighting the traffic on the A470 at this point, but there's that oak tree. Nice bough bending over. Oh, acorns. There we are. Sign that things are changing. There's clearly not much light at the moment, but a lovely bit of landscape, that'll do. The changing colours of the trees, that's what I'm looking for. So let's keep walking. Just round the side of that oak tree. Quite a subtle little scene. The red berries are out. I exclude the sky around there. There might be just a subtle opening scene to capture. Haven't seen it through the viewfinder. I'm not absolutely sure about it. But we always like to get the first shot in the bag and make us relax a bit. Alright, onwards. Let's have a look around. Even though it's August, I'm having to push my ISO up quite high. I think I'm about 600 for these, but I think those oak trees there, and then just to the right, somewhere around there, I think there's an image. Pleasant enough for this outing. Well, unless this cloud breaks, we're in for a slightly grey session, but no mind. We will wander on and we will adjust and adapt accordingly. Always love this walk. Just outside Merthyr Tydfil. Walk along the old track here and just take in the woodland scenes. Onwards. Just down this bit of track is an old farmhouse that I photographed before, but it's a different time of the year, so let's get under the trees. Here it comes. And let's have a look how it looks in late summer. Some subtle hints of colour. Well, as you can see, the summer vegetation is still quite thick, and a couple of trees to negotiate. And I'm wearing my shorts because the nettles are still quite lively. No pain, no gain, as I told you. My turn to suffer. The canopy is not quite as thick in this section, so eyes peeled, looking for those subtle colours. if we have a look to the right, you can see it over the A470. Everyone heading up to Penavan, no doubt. I'm strolling this little track, and so far I've met nobody. Oops, the perils of vlogging. Just realised I left my selfie stick at the farmhouse, so we're back to the rather short length handheld talking to camera. Oh, he said, trying to avoid falling down the bank. No rich pickings yet, but we'll keep enjoying the walk in this August fresh air and keep our eyes peeled. And from the same position, because there's a gap in the canopy here, you can see on the hillside opposite just the start of change to colours. That's the sort of thing I'm chasing today. Bit more fallen tree navigation. Ooh. Avoiding brambles and nettles as my legs are exposed. Oh, yep, sit down, slide over. Oh, I was young and subtle once. Here we go. Under or over? Under, I think. Back in a moment. Don't. Dear me, there we are. Through and onwards. Another one negotiated. I saved you the pain of me climbing. But having come through that one, I can see in front of me. That's getting closer. In there. Some nice change of colour. Let's go take a look. So that's a lovely bit of colour. That's what I was hoping for. And here's the best example so far. Composition decisions to include the fence line, to lead into the colours, to get in closer and just focus on the colours, try and exclude the sky a bit more, landscape or portrait. I'll try them all, stick them up, and we'll see which one's best. And always remember to turn around and look from the other side. Still beautifully subtle colours. Plenty of berries here, not much light, but we'll have another go. There's a bit of a natural curve there. Red berries curving over the top and red berries underneath. So that's the centre of that composition. Well, the composition of the day so far, I realised it was a fallen birch, so it's probably decaying a bit sooner than the other trees. But watch that nettle. But that was very nice. Suffering with the nettles, as I might have mentioned. But we'll keep strolling. This is absolutely lovely. Through another gate. Ever thickest, ever thickest, ever thicker overgrowth. Find it fascinating. Literally a few miles up the road, hundreds of thousands of people marching up and down Penavan. Long lines of people down here, as you can tell. I don't think too many have been through recently. Hence me going ooh and ah and checking for ticks and screeching at the brambles. Why didn't I put my trousers on? Never mind. It is a lovely walk. Another one to negotiate. I think we need some path clearance down here, folks. Right, I'll save you the pain of the noises. Let's go. I think that was the worst so far. Everything was just the wrong height and springing back to life. Anyway, onwards. And another one. Under we go. No sooner that one than the next one. Clearly the storms the last couple of years have taken their toll on this path. And probably due to its infrequent use, not much clearance underneath. And there's a hint of a bit more light. Let's take a look. And here is the river. Not seen it for a while. The Taff flowing down from the reservoirs. That will eventually end up in Cardiff, that water. But a bit low at the moment. Bit of a landfall here. Not many winters left for this section of path. But oh, beneath there, in there, subtle colours. I'm having that. Just negotiate more brambles. I think we can see the emerging theme of this one. Not just subtle colours, but nettles and brambles. There we go. One selfish stick retrieved. Right, with that, and having negotiated the falling trees, we will soon leave the nettles and bracken, and that'll be it for this week. Thoroughly enjoyable walk. Great to be out in the fresh air in the woodlands again, wandering up from the edge of Merthyr Tydfil towards the reservoir on a fairly quiet path. Saw no one all morning, so that's great. Well, not great, but that's a fact. Look at green foliage, and Tantra Nessa. Until next time, bye for now.